Welcome to today's session on peer review. Before we get started, go ahead and get into a comfortable seated position with a straight back. Depending on how you're feeling today, you might want to roll your shoulders back and away from your ears. You might want to take a moment to do some neck rolls. Once you're seated, go ahead and start some deep breathing. Notice your breathing pattern. Notice where you feel your breath coming in. Are you aware of your breath in your nostrils, in your chest or belly? Go ahead and set up a pattern of making your exhales a little longer than your inhales. These days, we have so much swirling around in our lives, whether it's dealing with stress from the pandemic, dealing with family issues or financial issues, friendships and strain, or just sort of a breakdown in our own spirit. There's a lot to keep our minds occupied right now, and occupied away from the good work that we could be doing, especially in our classes. For the next hour or so, we're going to put those worries away. We're going to compartmentalize them, put them on a different shelf, and instead just be here and be present with one another. Today's class is focused on peer review. Peer review is a process that's as old as writing itself. We go to our trusted peers and colleagues when we're putting our thoughts on paper, and we need some feedback on whether or not those thoughts are clear, concise, well-reasoned, well-researched. Sometimes it takes a different perspective than our own for us to see that. Because when we're writing, we feel like what we're writing makes sense. It's our thoughts sort of put down on paper. But sometimes that does not translate to the reader. And so we depend on our peer reviewers to help us see our work from a different perspective. The problem with that is that we come to writing with a lot of anxieties. Maybe some past trauma where a teacher has gotten way too excited with a red pen and somehow convinced us that we're bad writers. Maybe it comes from stress and strain and knowing that the draft that you have today really is a shitty first draft, and you're not even sure if you should participate in peer review. Maybe it comes from insecurities from past peer reviews, where your peers have been cruel or disrespectful in their comments. or even worse, cared so little that they just said, "You did a good job," and that was it. Understand that that's where your peers come from when they enter into peer review. They can come from a place of anxiety, and that we as their reviewers can help show empathy and compassion and an intention to help them better their writing. So today, let us all be present here with each other. Let us be present with our peers' work. Let us honor their work. Take a moment now to come back to the room. Take a few more deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes.